Hey Dustin, how you doing today, man?
Good, man. How you been?
Fantastic. Look, I'm really excited to chat about, all the things you got going on with Boyd's, you joining up the Houston Safari Club Foundation again as another title sponsor. But I kind of at the very beginning of a lot of the podcast, I love to ask my guests a little bit about, where they're from, how they
Yeah.
got their involvement into the outdoors, how you just took a step into this world and then eventually we'll thread it through to you working with Boyd's and kind of going from there, man. So if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of intro, man.
Well, I was born and raised in rural Minnesota, kind of the nice part of Minnesota, back in the day. Kind of spent my younger youth figuring out life, bouncing around, and just kind of ended up in Mitchell, South Dakota, where home is now, where Boyd's is. Just kind of ended up there. My wife and I bounced around figuring life out, and just needed a job. So looked at job ads or whatever, and I actually started at Boyd's almost 20 years ago, um, running a machine on night shift. So kind of at the absolute bottom of the the career ladder, if you would say, in that thing. And yeah, just needed a job and kind of learned through the process that I really liked it. I was not terrible at it, so kind of worked through and how manufacturing kind of always in previous life, you always think it's a dead end job or this or that, but not really how many opportunities are in manufacturing. So it's kind of a little side note. Nice to see the world going back to trades being super important because I think there's beautiful life being built in them, but just kind of worked my way up and running machines to running little areas to running groups of machines to programming to designing and then up through the admin stuff till I think it was 2014 or so, like that. The owner, the founder, Randy Boyd, who owned it for 40 years, just said, "You got it, and just quit coming in the office." And so I just ran the place for a couple years, and then one day I called him. I said, "Hey, man, I need that office. Can you clear your stuff out?" He goes, "Yeah, sure." So I had to take over the office. It was good. He's a huge mentor of mine. I love him dearly. Everything was good. So it was all work in progress as we did because he wanted to exit and get someone in there that could take over for it. And then, yeah, it was me and my business partner, Rob, who runs our sales department. I kind of focus on the operations and manufacturing part of it. Rob focuses on the sales. And in January 1st, 2020, we were just like, let's just figure this out. So took it over there. And for the last almost 6 years, 5 years, been uh, owners, operators, that sort of thing. So we have a staff of, it fluctuates depending on workflow, but generally around 70, sometimes up in the hundreds, sometimes a little lower. But yeah, 70 hardworking people at home in a cornfield. So we ship products with the business is we ship all over the world, any place that we really can. Um, all over the world, thousand makes and models, all sorts of designs, all sorts of stuff. So we kind of have our hands in a lot of little things, which is exciting for a company for us being on a global level and doing marketing on a global level, and uh, but then also bringing it back home to just live in a cornfield, basically.
Well, you guys are really the premier aftermarket gunstock maker. And I was just kind of curious, for those who may not be familiar, do you want to kind of give a little bit of background on kind of what you guys are able to accomplish and why you guys are the leader in that field? I mean, I know I personally have one of the stocks and I use it on my 22. It's my favorite. It's phenomenal. But, for those who may not know much about it, why don't you gonna give us a little bit more information on that?
So gun stocks traditionally are way back in the day, wood or whatever, and with modern technologies in the 80s, 90s, they dabbled with it a little earlier. Went to synthetics, and there's some awesome synthetic and carbon fiber stocks out there, but there's a lot of junk. Um, there's videos all over YouTube of me breaking them and just with my bare hands and stuff. But we've stuck to the wood traditional gun. I don't want to say traditional that it's grandpa's because we make some crazy designs and crazy colors and stuff that not a lot of people think even could exist. But we stick in the wood market, traditional stuff like walnuts and maples. Otherwise, the majority of our stuff is laminated. So it's structurally really, really strong, really stable, great for accuracy, great for comfort. So we do that, and we kind of just stay in our lane there. And yeah, I don't even know what the official number is. 1,500 different firearms we make gun stocks for. We have 25 different designs, anything from very ultra classic combs to completely wild stuff, ambidextrous thumb holes with holes and vents. And it's hard. If you just Google image search BOYDS gun stocks, you kind of see a nice array of what we have and what other people have bought and do it on their social medias and stuff like that. So kind of stick in there. And our goal has always been to try to have cool stuff that's functional, looks nice. And we've really focused on the function, that there's so many of these stocks that are mass produced. Generally, you go to any store, if the gun section is 90 some percent black plastic, maybe some green plastic in there too, but they're all made generically, which when you build something on average means it never fits perfectly. It fits almost everybody almost some of the time. So a lot of our products come with, you can kind of build them to your size, or we'll have them built to certain sizes or certain shooting situations. If you're hunting, some stocks are better than others. If you're long range shooting, some stocks are a little better. And we kind of have the gamut of anything from super ultra conservative traditional to acid induced trippiness, if you will. It's just completely wild. I don't even know how we came up with some of those designs back in the day, but at the end of it, they're all functional. They're all accurate. Our baseline is always, does this improve accuracy, and is it comfortable, and does it fit people? Other than that, then the designs just kind of go from there.
So I was curious, like, let's say that, a new manufacturer comes out with their new rifle, and what happens as far as you guys being able to, are they sending you the blueprint? Are they sending you a rifle? I mean, because I know that you probably have a lot of partnerships with a lot of these companies, but I was curious if it's like something new hits that market, what are you guys doing then? What's that process in order to make the custom stock that's going to be completely reliable, accuracy wise, fit and finish, just drop in? Because a lot of these, man, it's just taking apart 2 screws, putting them back in, and they fit perfectly. And that's something that, a lot of these aftermarket stocks I've seen, there's some you got to do some work with, man, but not y'all's. Y'all's are fit and finish, ready to go.
Yeah, it's actually an old stereotype we have. We work really hard because back in the day, in say the 70s, sorry if I offend anybody that the 70s is back in the day, but I'm right there with you. There was some terrible wooden gun stocks. It's kind of why the shift to plastic and manufacturing and price and everything of the sort. So there was terrible gun stocks. They all took fitting, and you all had to have this artisan craftsmanship to make them work. And we said, let's break that stereotype. So we really do, every gun that we make, we have had in our hands. So whether it's a gun from the 1800s or it's something that's not released yet to the public, which we're actually working on this week, a new gun is coming out, being launched by one of our manufacturers, and we work with them on varying scales. Sometimes we'll get one of the guns, one of the first ones off the line. Sometimes we get their blueprints, and then we just say, okay, how are we going to do this? And sometimes it's reverse engineering. Sometimes it's figuring out how to make it work in wood, because a lot of these newer gun stocks are very reliant on plastic. Like the trigger guard is molded into the stock. So, okay, we have to design a trigger guard, machine, print, whatever we have to do. And we kind of just, I don't mean to oversimplify, we just figure it out. We just go, how do we fit this into one of ours, make it look good, improve accuracy, maybe increase what we can from on a smaller scale, because some of these companies, when they make one, they're going to make 1 million. So, okay, how can we tighten this up and make it a little better, and focusing on that accuracy and comfort and following what people want and are interested in. So we get them in, pick an engineer and say, here's your project for the week. Make this fit in this. Let's get to the end of the week and see where we have. And we kind of just go there, and everything works out, put it on the website, and next week we start again.
That's awesome. But now are these all engineers in house? Like this is your full team of that
Yep.
70 plus?
Yep.
That's great, man. That's awesome.
Yep. We do. We have a group of staff on there, and we break up tasks, and we have the whole crew in our new projects line that just every week they're doing something all the way down to the marketing and putting pictures on the website and email blasts and all of that stuff. But yeah, they're just sitting there, and whatever day it's due, it hits everybody's desk, and they just go, okay, let's go, and away they go. So it's kind of standard work for us, as we call it. Every week we're just grinding that out and just keeping on touch with the pulse as we can.
That's amazing, man. No, I like again, I will have all the links below so people can go check out some of these examples because you guys have all sorts of amazing stocks, like you said, over 1,400, guns
Yep.
that you've like worked with. But I know single-handedly I have had them. Me and my friends both have them, and we have been using those, and we love them. They're absolutely just incredible. Kind of moving gears over here, you guys are the title sponsor here for the Houston Safari Club Foundation convention coming up in January of 2026 outside of Houston in the Woodlands. Looking forward to meeting you and seeing all the different stocks there in person. I was kind of curious, when did you guys first kind of join up with the Houston Safari Club? What's that journey kind of been like? And yeah, if you can just tell me a little bit about your experience of going to the convention and being a very key sponsor here with them.
Awesome. Yeah, it was. Oh, I don't even remember. Let's say 5 years ago or so. Rob and I were just sitting, going like, what should we do here? Because for those people that know the marketing, there's influencers and there's ads and magazines and shows. They're everywhere, and they're from a manufacturer standpoint, us we are inundated with those constantly, which is good. We absolutely support it, but we're just going like, how do we figure this out? What should we do best? And it was Rob and I were just having coffee one morning, and let's do something that is us, that the people are cool, the function is cool, the purpose is good, that it just feels like us. Because like I said, we're just South Dakota, we're just normal people. We opening day is a holiday, and opening pheasant day, we're in the heart of pheasant country, like smack dab in the middle of it. So that's basically a state holiday that weekend. We're like, let's just do more of that rather than try to figure out influencers or which magazines. And it was just too hard. And let's make this a little easier, and let's have some fun away or while we do it. And we're just kind of looking around, and I knew obviously Houston Safari Club existed. So I was like, well, let's just look. So I started talking to, I believe it was Joe at the time, just started
Hmm.
talking to Joe Beatar, who I believe has been on here.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yes. Uh-huh.
yep. And just talking to him and just go, you know what? Let's give it a shot. The first year is always going to one of these shows or whatever. It's like, let's just give it a shot and see if our read was correct. And we were there, and it was awesome. The people are so supportive. It's a smaller club and a smaller trade show than some of the ones we do, but it's one that's always on our list from now on because the people are cool. They embraced us immediately. People want to know our names. The foundation kept us in the loop with information of what's going on and how we could help and how they could help. And ultimately it kind of fit into our it factor of us is that, I mean, I hunt a lot. I care about conservation. I care about getting thing out there. And it just kind of the pieces fit together. And yeah, we've been the title sponsor for a few years now, sponsor for most of them, title sponsor for a few years. But yeah, it's good to see a group of good men and women doing good things and having fun along the way. I mean, it's our absolute favorite show of the year. Like people at the shop, some of the shows are like, oh man, I don't want to go to this one this year. It's long or it's hard or it's burdensome. This one, everyone's like, can I go? Can I go? Can I go? I'm like, yeah, we'll go. So we have a lot of fun. Everybody's there. The people are cool, and it's a great way to show our product because as you were describing the product earlier, that you have one. That's the biggest reason we go to these shows, especially one like this, is you can read all the reviews, they can see us talking all they want, but until you touch that gun stock, it's different, right? Once you touch it, you're like, wow, I thought that a thumb hole, we make a thumb hole version. People go, I don't know. I'm like, just grab it. Everybody goes, oh my God. Like I thought, I'm like, yeah, because it was made right. And that's what we go there for. We rarely sell at the shows we go there just to show people and to talk to people and just that it's not hard. How do I put it together? It's going to take you longer to find the screwdriver in your toolbox than it is to put it together. And so it's nice to just be able to talk to people in this digital world where everything is so much information. We all struggle what's real, what's not, that we're here. There's the stocks. There's the gun. I can just show you real quick. And so that's what we like about it. And specifically the Houston show, we really like what they do. We really like the people there. They've always been very welcoming to us and very supportive of us as we try to support them. So it's been just a good relationship over the last handful of years.
I think that is so true, and being able to get your hands on something, because I had seen BOYDS for years and I had thought about it, but I was like, I just don't know about the quality, and just, have not being able to have that experience. My buddy went and bought one, and for his, Savage 22, he with the thumb hole, and I remember grabbing it and I was like, wow, this is built right. I've seen some other thumb holes that are just they don't feel right, but this, you could tell that you guys put a lot of thought into the design. And after that, it was just a no-brainer. I went and ordered one for my Savage 22, and I just absolutely love it again. But I think that's something where when you have a product that you can't always put your hands on, it's not something that's stock necessarily in a store, and it's something that's aftermarket. People may be having that little, they're a little hesitant maybe to spend the money. And the other thing too is that you guys are very affordable. I mean, there are stocks out there that are through the roof, but here's something you guys tried and true. It's tested, and it's a high quality product. What's at a very reasonable price, and that's something that I think is really amazing, that you guys could probably charge more, but it's something that's still accessible to people who want to be able to take that step. And I think it's kind of like, once you buy one, you're going to be getting another.
Yep, absolutely. And that's kind of our goal, is because we can show that if people just get past that first step, which is a reasonable step in the world where Temu exists.
Yep.
I mean, you can watch reels and videos of people. This is what I ordered. This is what I got off of Temu or whatever. We are absolutely not that. We are everything is made in this. We do everything in the States. A piece of wood comes in and it leaves a finished gun stock at our facility. Touches almost every single person's hands along the way. But so I get it. And that's kind of our goal with these shows, because if we can just show them, one, that this is how easy it is, it goes. And the price being a reasonable price started with the founder, Randy. He taught me this thing very, very young, because Randy was a gunsmith. His father was a gunsmith, just in literally a little small farm building, little one-room farm building. And that's where Boyd started. But his father was a Marine raider. His platoon went to Iwo Jima, and 4 of them came back, and he was one of them. And I never met the man, but I wish I would have. He said, if you do quality work for a fair price, you're always going to have customers. And that's always stuck with us. So we could charge more. People ask us, why is it so cheap? Is because I would rather get one in your hands and hope that we did a good enough job that you trust us to come back, than to just get one sale and burn a bridge and do there. It's not our business. We're just people. We want to be trusted. We want to know some of our designs are not for everybody. That's why we have kind of a selection, and we literally will just go, what could a super traditional one look like? Let's make that. What's something wild, and everything between. So yeah, our goal at these shows is just to get people to touch them and show, like, this is a real number. I'm the same guy on George's podcast. You can hear me. Voice is the same. I'm just as not pretty in person, but that just shows that we are, because in a digital world, we maybe look a little too good to be true, but we are. We're just people.
Yeah, man. Well, I think it speaks for yourself. Once you have something in your hand that you can and be able to experience, it sells itself, man. It really is high quality product, reasonable price, and it's really fun. I love the different designs out there. I mean, you can go really crazy and get some, or I went traditional, and my buddies next to side by side, it's the same rifle, but they completely look different, but they're both super comfortable, and there's a lot of different ones that are out there that have different adjustments for your length of pull, getting everything right for you. So there's a lot of customization that can still be had within a product that you can pick up from you guys. And
100%. 100% is internally. We say a gun is the thing that puts the bullet down range. Like, the stock makes the package. Like, even major manufacturers, they don't have 30 different firearms. They have a handful. It's just this one has this stock, this one has this stock, this one's this price range, so on and so forth. So it's really, it doesn't matter what you have in your safe. If you need one that's replaced, you'd be like, I want to make a long range tactical style precision shooting. Cool. We'll point you to this stock. You put that stock on there for a couple $100, you have it. I mean, it's competition ready. If you were like, no, I want to go traditional, it's the same gun. We can just put it in that stock. And so it kind of fits. It's not what gun do I need? It's like, what do you want to go for? Right. And that's where we're flexible and we can really make that package, because put a different gun in there. That's a brand of, we won't even get into that whole discussion of accuracy and brands and loads and all that. That's a way longer podcast, but you can still have that look and feel, and you can get what you want regardless of what actual gun you're using.
Sure. And one thing I do want to mention too is the idea that, like, not only do you have all these different choices, what you have behind your team, man, the customer service is second to none. I remember when I was looking and trying to get suggestions, hey, I got this, I'm trying to figure out exactly, what I want to get, the contact forms, being able to call up and kind of get that kind of response. Mm-hmm. I was a very impressive team that you have, very knowledgeable, and everyone is making sure that you're happy and that you're getting exactly what it is you want. So I just wanted to kind of, shine a little light on that, and that your team is second to none, man.
Cool. And that's why we go to the shows. So a lot of the people we take to the shows are just sales staff or people that are knowledgeable enough in it. Our goal, and really only our function in the sales stuff, is to walk you through what you want in a world where it may be a little foggy or you're not sure. That's really our goal, is because if someone says, I want something cool, be like, well, I need to know what your version of cool is. Do you like traditional? Do you like non-traditional? Somewhere in between, what's your application? And then at the shows or on the phone, we can even, a lot of times on the phone, we'll say, do you have the website up? Let's walk through it. And I can explain to you the different options that you can build, because the way our website works is you pick your rifle that you want to stock on. And then now we just start showing you all the options. I like this. And we walk you through them, like, I like a traditional. Okay, click the classic. And now you can pick your color. Now you can pick the butt pad and the length and the engraving and so on and so forth. So our sales staff really, at the shows or online or in person, whatever it is, they're just walking people through that. And that's our main function. It's every phone call. It's just like, hey, what are you going for? What are you going to try? How do you want to, what's your end result? Do you like blue or purple? I mean, we can't tell you if blue or purple, that's your decision, but we can say, this looks good like this looks good like this. That yellow is really loud. So if you want a really loud one, let's go yellow. If you want something subtle but different, let's maybe go a green or brown or something like that. So it's fun on our side, because we can just, every time we talk to a new person, it's helping them build their vision. Because to us, it's a gun stock and we care about it. We want to do it right and as best we can. But as the orders go through the floor, this will say, this order is going to George. And we're like, okay, we're building this for George. This is George's dream. Let's do our job as good as we can and try to get the result out. And there we go. And so it's fun on our side, is to keep doing the best parts over and over and over, right? Like, hey, this person's building a dream for their kid or their grandkid or their dad or a wounded veteran or whatever the scale may be. We can go, let's go this, right? And it's fun to, wounded veterans is one we are pretty passionate about too. Just like, don't have use of a right arm. Cool. Let's make a left-handed version. Let's make a thumb hole. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And then to go out with those guys and gals and shoot. And they're like, oh my God, I haven't done this in years. Like, that's why we do it. I mean, making the part was cool and everything, but that's the purpose behind it. And that goes to first-time hunters, maybe those people that are on their last hunt. So it's fun to be part of making memories, if you would.
No, absolutely, man. No, that's it. Those are all, it's a customizable thing, and it is a customizable memory, man. These are sometimes, like you said, they're one in a lifetime things that could be happening, or once in a lifetime gifts that you're given, something that's super memorable. You just kind of mentioned working with wounded veterans. Are there some other partners that you guys have worked with that you kind of want to just make mention of and, maybe give thanks to, or just, that you're excited about working with?
I'll I'll stay away from naming names because I'm gonna forget one and I'm gonna hear about it 100 times. We work with the industry. We've been in the industry for 44, 45, 46 years, something like that. 45 years. We've been in the industry 45 years. We know a lot of the players. We've been involved in a lot of the things that if someone reaches out or if we can find a way to help, we surely do. All of the small and I'll say local chapters of some of the bigger clubs around there,
Mhm.
whether it's any of them. We like to work with them because we want to work with the people. We want to get to those people and get them what they need. If a club or whatever can make a little money to help support their cause, we're going to do that. But it's so hard. I'll say everything and then I'll miss someone and then I'll get 100 emails and I'll go, come on, man, why are we? I'm like, sure.
I got the other 99 though. Yeah.
Yes, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I mentioned your competition and you're competing and whatever this is. But yeah, like all the big names, the Wounded Warriors, and there's a lot of these veterans things. As I'm spending more time in Texas, there's a lot of littler ones that we like.
Yep.
There's one kind of local to us that we want to support, and supporting some of these smaller independent school districts as much as we can, and all the way up to the national level NSSFs or NRAs or those types of groups who kind of just want to support the industry, because I believe that without getting any political stuff, we gotta keep ourselves alive as an industry and as sportsmen or enthusiasts or whatever, that we're the stewards for the future. So, and that directly relates to the Safari Club Foundation, is that the work we're doing today may or may not, doesn't matter, pay off today, but if we can set up hunting land or scholarships or someone in the future, that's what we should be doing. So, so we kind of like to help support whoever we can, however we can, kind of across the spectrum, not from a marketing standpoint or anything like that, but just being like, this is the future of us as a whole.
100%, man. I mean, we got to leave it better than we found it. And we got to leave something for that generation. There's so much. We've seen it. I know you've seen it. I've seen it where there's different, we're all on the same like tree of trying of these outdoors men and women who love this and want to kind of keep this way of life going. And there's a lot of divide that can happen there when we really need to unite and just be able to kind of preserve this way of life that we love and the land, and there's different challenges there, and that's it's a whole nother podcast there too. But, being able to give back is huge. And I know that that's something you guys do. So I just wanted to kind of bring that up. As far as coming into the convention here in January, there might be a lot of people who are kind of on the fence. They haven't gone before, or maybe it's people, they've heard about it and they've thought about it, but now it's like, here we are, tickets are on sale. For those people who have maybe never been or on the fence about, going, what was it that you would maybe tell them as far as what they might expect from going to this convention and some of the things that you've picked up on now being, a veteran of going there many years and experiencing the Houston Safari Club Foundation's convention?
Yeah, it's a pretty good question. Sometimes I don't think about what's it when you walk into the doors the first time and you just go, oh boy, what is all this? How do I navigate through it? I just tell people, just go in and have fun. Everybody's there cool. The convention committee does a pretty good job. I have had no problems with any other person exhibiting, with any people there. It's never like, well, avoid this or avoid that. It's everybody there is cool. And I hate to just keep using such a generic word, but everybody's just fun. Everybody's there for the same reason. Everybody wants to do this. They want to find their next hunt. They want to find something cool to put on the wall. They just want to go to a gun show and just look around. And it's perfect for that because it's pretty chill. It gets busy in there at times. But it's good. You can go up and ask someone. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be experienced in some of this stuff. You can just go, hey, tell me about your thing. And every person at that thing is going to tell you because they're there. They understand what's going on. And that's some of the things I found, especially with Houston Safari Club Foundation, is that they were all cool. the committee would come up and introduce themselves and say hi, and we could go ask them some questions. And to the point now, it's hey, it's nice to see you again, and that sort of things that getting toward that friendlier level. That it's just good to have that. Some places you go to and like, that's not my department. You got to go talk to, and then you spend all day walking around. This is cool enough. There's enough diversity that you're not just going there to see the major expensive safaris. They have everything to super reasonable to local Texas company to taxidermists. Take the kids and just go look at the taxidermy. I mean, you're going to see lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you're going to see everything there. And it's just sometimes just going with an open mind. Even if you don't know, you're just interested, walk in, grab a beer, walk around, talk to everybody. If someone's interesting, dig in a little more. If it's not your cup of tea, 10 feet later, there's another one to start that conversation again. And it's fun. There's a lot going on. The raffles and the drawings and the conventions are super fun. It's one of our favorite parts is after we get done working all day, we can go and have dinner with people and sit down in the convention, bands or comedians or whatever. It's generally just a good hangout time. You shouldn't leave there feeling exhausted. You should leave there feeling excited about what happened and what's coming up.
I think that's really well said, man. I cannot wait to get there this year. Looking forward to meeting up with you. For people who are interested in learning a little bit more about Boyd's, can you go ahead and give your website and the socials so they can go ahead and follow? I'll have them in the notes below too, but I just want you to go ahead and let people know where's the best spots to go.
BOYDSGunstocks.com. Go to Google, just type in Boyd's Gunstocks. There's so much of our stuff out there. There's so many forums that cover us. We've been around for a long time. That they'll get you there. Social media is a good way just to see the cool stuff rather than little snapshots. You get little blips every couple of days of something cool, because what's on the homepage of our website may not be your thing, but doesn't mean we don't have your thing. So social medias are really good. Sign up for newsletters if you want. We send a blast out every week or so, just telling what's new with us. As you mentioned earlier, when we get a new product in, we just go, cool, let everybody know, and send it out to the world and just go, here, this is it. So, and if we don't have something you want today, stay tuned, because it may be there tomorrow. And we kind of just keep rolling with that. But yeah, that's it. We're pretty easy to find. Like I said, if you don't remember anything or the links are, or I said the wrong name, Boyd's Gunstocks, you'll find us.
Well, and I just to kind of piggyback on that idea too, when you talked about like YouTube, y'all have some really cool videos that kind of are, uses for things in the field, tips, the trades of, whether it's trap shooting, whatever. There's a lot of different videos that are out there. And there's some too that show how easy it is to use Boyd's Gunstocks. I mean, you had one of your employees, there was a video I remember seeing where, she had never done that before. Hey, like you said, it almost takes longer to find the torque wrench. I mean, you'll get that going with the screwdriver, but it's easy, man. It's plug and play, highest quality gun stocks out there that, Hardwood, amazing, different, diverse, colors and fits and forms. So I highly encourage everyone to go check it out, and make sure you guys are getting your tickets to the Houston Safari Club convention, and we'll all hang out there and check out the latest and greatest from Boyd's there. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Man.
If anybody's going to the show, man, just hit us up. I will personally be there with a few others, but man, if you have any questions or you want to ask about something, it's what we're there for. Otherwise, social medias, give us a call. You don't have to wait to then, but if you want to actually touch and feel, that's a great spot, especially if you're in that South Texas area. It's a great spot. There's a ton of awesome people there that you'd probably love to meet as well. So.
Great. Well, Dustin, thank you so much for joining me today. And everyone, make sure you go check out the links we just talked about below. And yeah, man, I will see you in January. Looking forward to it, buddy.
All right. Looking forward to it. Appreciate it, everybody.
Cheers.